And I think most people are expecting United to report strong results. Now, whether or not that means they beat the street remains to be seen. Remember, they raised their guidance not too long ago. It was a strong fourth quarter for the entire industry. So if these are better than expected numbers, it's not going to come as a huge surprise. I think the focus is going to be on what they report for guidance for 2023. There seems to be, Melissa, and we've talked about this on Fast Money, there seems to be a bit of a disconnect between analysts who are saying, hey, further out, if there's a recession, we see perhaps a drop in demand for commercial air travel. We are not hearing that from United, American, Delta. None of the airlines are seeing a drop in demand. So it'll be curious to see what they say about 2023 guidance and then what Scott Kirby tells us tonight during our exclusive interview on Fast Money after the results come out. What does he see in terms of demand? They can definitely tell us about the first quarter, but further out, what does he see? I think that's going to be the real focus.
You also wonder, Phil, I mean, the airline industry seems to be a much better position than in past downturns in that what we've seen so far, American Airlines, for instance, reported revenue per available seat mile up 24%. Yep. So even if demand lets off a little bit, if they're not expanding capacity tremendously, the revenue per available seat mile will still be very strong.
Great pricing environment, Melissa. You hit the nail on the head when you talked about the capacity constraints. That is not changing anytime soon. They would love to add more capacity, not just at United, at other airlines, a lot more than what they've already scheduled. But there are limits because the airplane makers, we're talking Boeing and Airbus, they are not up to the level of production that they had in the past. So what you're looking at right now is a very unique environment. And the question becomes, how long does this pricing environment last? Does it last all of 2023? Does it last into 2024? That's going to be one of the questions that I think people are trying to figure out when they figure out, okay, what type of a multiple am I putting on future earnings?
Yeah, Gina, you know, the challenge for the sector, because, as we mentioned, there's a couple that have been out of the gate that reported strong earnings. The entire sector ran up on the back of those earnings. So at this point, Gina, you know, the positioning is not tremendous going into this set of earnings.
Well, yeah, you've already seen that in the pricing. The pricing has been pretty aggressive with expectations that are lofty. And as Phil said, I think all eyes are going to be on the guidance. You know, what they guide for next year, for 2023, is going to matter. So they're going to have to carefully wordsmith that because that's what most of this pricing has been pinned on. And I agree with Phil on the disconnect between the expectations that we're going into potentially soft, potentially a soft demand season if, in fact, we go into a recession, because the numbers that are coming out of United don't reflect that at all. And the other thing, and you talked about it in a roundabout way, which is that margins have been rising. So even if they lose a little bit of that demand, you're absolutely right, Melissa, they will still be in a great position to continue to grow profitability. And there are expectations that travel budgets in 2023 will get back to normal. And that still represents an upside for the entire industry, United, American included.
Phil, have we heard airline CEOs talk much about China reopening and what sort of impact? I mean, at one point in time, some of these airlines, the big ones like United and American Airlines, had a number of flights daily direct to China. And then that, of course, all but stopped. So what sort of tailwind could that be potentially?
I was just discussing it this morning with one executive who said, look, we are cautiously optimistic as we will look over the next couple of months at adding back some flights, but they're not going to go back to where they were pre-pandemic when, you know, China was a huge growth area. That's going to take some time, in part because China is coming out of the COVID restrictions, and also in part because while corporate travel is going to increase to China, it's not going to go back to pre-pandemic levels immediately. A lot of things have changed in corporate America when it comes to travel to China.
That's true. Phil, we'll see you later. Thank you, Phil LeBeau.